We're talking inventories and property inspections here at the first ever Landlord Law Conference now, and I'm joined by Bryony from our friends at Imfuna. So welcome, Bryony.
Thank you.
Now, it's great to see you out and about and engaging with landlords, and you're actually sponsors of today's event, and that's really part of your desire to be part of the educational process.
Yes, absolutely. Education in this area is obviously incredibly important. I mean, even though the deposit legislation has been in place in England and Wales at least for 7 years, it's still kind of an ongoing reach out to make sure that letting agents and landlords are doing the right thing with regards to inventories and inspections. And more than that, bringing this technological aspect to it, which, you know, we're now 2013. It's there are so many tools and so many, frankly, cool technologies available out there that it almost seems a shame to not take advantage of the money-saving and time-saving things that are available.
Absolutely. And you're co-sponsoring this with TDS, which is kind of perfect partners because the inventory really does go in hand with protecting the deposit, doesn't it?
Oh yes, absolutely. Definitely. I mean, it is often said that you win an adjudication at the beginning of a tenancy, not at the end. You need to be collecting that data from the beginning, from your interims, at the checkout, all the way through to make sure you win those, any kind of disputes that you get into. And more importantly, that you don't enter into the disputes in the first place. I think it is, I would imagine the TDS would say it would make their lives a lot easier if nothing ever went to dispute.
Of course.
Because if you can really clearly prove to your tenant and to all interested parties, this is the condition at the beginning, this is the condition at the end, where's the dispute? I think that is a much more effective use of everyone's time and money.
Absolutely, and ultimately it protects everybody, including the tenant.
Oh, absolutely, yes. No, we're very, obviously you have to be very supportive of the tenants' rights as well. You know, it's...
Now, we're going to talk a little bit about Imfuna, because to just say it's a digital inventory app is actually doing it a disservice. It's so much more than that, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's an incredibly flexible system, and so which means that you can do all kinds of different kinds of inspections, so your inventories and your midterms, your short and your maintenance visits. But more than that, I think that the beauty of the technology, of these technological advances that we have made, is that it means that it isn't limited to just, you know, you can now create a report and that's very good and that will protect your deposit for this one tenancy. What it really means is it allows you to create a database, an entire history of the life cycle of the property, and it means that year in and year out you have this database, you have all of these condition reports that are stored, easy to access, easy to compare against each other, and it just means that, you know, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years down the line, you can look back through that entire history of the property and see how you're doing and be able to, you know, do that quite useful data mining and look at your properties across your portfolios and learn your lessons from things that may have gone wrong.
I think that's such a good point. And also, just to finish, my favourite aspect of Imfuna is the dictation tool, because you can literally dictate into your smartphone and it will then recreate the inventory, and you've basically got an amazing statistic of how accurate that dictation tool is, haven't you?
Oh yes, absolutely. We use real people. We don't use voice recognition technology. It's not quite there yet. We are obviously always looking into it, but with regional accents, it just doesn't quite cut it. So we use real people, and it means that our accuracy is, I think that we're currently tracking at 98.7, and we are generally on about 98% accuracy. We definitely pride ourselves on that.
Absolutely right. Well, thank you very much to Imfuna for sponsoring this event and helping to bring education to landlords, and we hope you have a successful day.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Bryony.